What is what is up, YouTube? Sea Lord here, bringing you guys a deck profile, and this is gonna be for Domain True Draco. So Domain True Draco is basically the True Dracos done in a way to get the Monarch Domain lockout as quickly as possible. So I'm going to show you guys how I did the deck, and then give you some pointers and everything like that, and tell you what I would change and what I wouldn't change with the deck. Anyways, so let's get started on this. Alright, so first we got 2 Masterpiece, 3 Knight, 2 Ignis, 2 Maiden, 1 Metal Drawn. Okay, so the reason why I use this is because of the fact that you can tribute a monster, spell, and trap in order to get it protected by basically everything. The only way to out it at that point is the kaijus, and then with Domain on the field, when you're attacking, this guy's a 3800 beat stick. You know, not a lot of main deck monsters can get over this, and the whole point of him is that you're locking them out from the extra to begin with, so he's not going to be susceptible to things like Trident. That's if you get the Domain out, lockout first. So, you know, he's your big beater. Alright, now on to the non-Draco monsters. 2 Edea and 2 Eidos. Use the Edea and Eidos just so that you can get their effects to get the extra tributes and to return Monarch spell and trap cards. So that is it. Now for the spell and trap lineup. 3 Disciples and 2 Heritage for the True Draco spells. 3 Domain of the Monarch. You're trying to get the Domain lock. So this is what you do. You you try to get these domains as quickly as possible. Alright. Next is 2 March of the Monarchs. March is important because of the fact that it gives protection to your smaller tribute summoned monsters, as well as your bigger ones. 1 Pantheism. If this card was at 2 or 3, you would obviously use more of it. And 1 Stormforth. Now Stormforth is in here just for kind of like the you know, mirror match and stuff like that. If you're playing against your opponent's True Dracos, you want it against them. Next is 3 Pot of Duality, 2 Terraforming, and the last spell card is 1 Card of Demise. Now, the reason why I don't use more than 1 Card of Demise is because you don't really want to risk losing your hand. This deck here relies a lot on trying to get the Domain and everything like that, and if you run too many cards that go through the deck, you're just going to get to do Domain too quick and then clog up with domains and then have to get rid of domains. You don't really want to do that, so I run the 1 Card of Demise to try to mitigate that problem. Now on to the traps. 3 of the Apocalypse and 2 of Return. I really love Apocalypse in the deck. Apocalypse just opens up so many plays, and then Return is just good to get that extra tribute on your opponent's turn. You know, if you need to re-establish the lock, this is good with Stormforth. Next, for the remaining traps in the deck, 2 the Prime Monarch. You're actually going to use this mainly for its trap card effect more than you are going to use it for its summon as a monster effect. And yeah, last trap is Escalation on the Monarch. You're basically using this just like you used the Return for the extra tribute on your opponent's turn. You don't necessarily have to, you know, use this here. If I would take it out, I would probably just put in another Return, but there's no point on having the 3rd Return. And that's for the main deck. Now onto the side deck. I went with 1 Imperial Order, 3 Phantom Knight Fogblade. The reason why Fogblade is good in here is because of the fact that, you know, you tribute your continuous spell and trap cards, so the fact that Fogblade is just a pretty solid trap card in itself is nice, but the fact that it's tribute fodder is just a bonus. So you can stop your opponent on their turn, then when it's on your turn, you tribute it, and you get over whatever problematic card they had. Next is Skill Drain. That one's kind of obvious. 2, lose 1 turn. The deck, all you're doing is normal summons, so you don't really need to worry about lose 1 turn. Next is 2, set rotation. I don't think I need to explain why this is good. And 1, gateway to chaos. The reason why I chose to do 1 gateway to chaos is so that I don't draw into it when I side. You don't want to draw into it. I don't mind having the 2 set rotations and one of them becoming dead, but I'd just rather not draw into this at all. Next, I got 2, interrupted Kaiju Slumber, because I'm running the Kaiju engine with Gamut Seal, Komongus, and Thunder King. Now, don't forget that these guys can also be tribute summoned to your side of the field, right? You can tribute summon them to your side of the field. That's a big thing to remember. They're not going to be as easy to tribute summon, obviously, as the True Dracos. But if you're in a situation where you do have the capability of tribute summoning, and these are in your hand, and your opponent hasn't gotten anything as far as Kaijus, and you don't want one of your monsters gone, but you can still tribute summon out one of these guys, that way they can't Kaiju you. You don't have to do it, but I recommend it. There's plenty of games where I decided to actually tribute summon out one of these guys, and it ended up preventing them from doing a Kaiju on me. It's kind of funny how often that actually happened. I had a lot of opponents the last time I played this deck tell me that me summoning one of these guys is the only reason why they didn't Kaiju out, because they had like Dogoran, but I ended up summoning the Thunder King, right? And this was against the True King Dino matchup. So the fact that he was out stopped them from Dogoraning me. And I had a Masterpiece on field, so even if they summoned their big guy, the Masterpiece was just going to get rid of it, and the Masterpiece was immune to monster effects at that point. So, yeah. But, so that's my True King Domain deck. Like the video, leave a comment, and please subscribe. Sea Lord from Team Dankskull out.